Hello there, this is Andy Barkos, 200 by 85. Marshall McPherson has agreed to do an interview with me here tonight regarding recent developments and his intent to get drafted by the Vancouver Ice Wolves. Recent talks has Marshall interested to play for them, and he has stated as such, saying that he would take a pay cut if they also drafted his good buddy Chuck Weird, and we're wondering what's behind his decision to show interest in the team. There you go, Marshall. Well, legs there, Andy. Well, you see, you take a look at the Ice Wolves. When I first started in the league, when I showed that my services were available, the Ice Wolves commented that they needed a goaltender. Now, there's how you win most games. You need good goaltending. And if you have a goalie that doesn't care about the game or doesn't show up for practices, it brings morale down. You don't know if you could trust the guy in the net to save you when you make mistakes. And I look to be that guy for the Ice Wolves. Jack Crasher is a great player. He was a great GM, and he plays for the Ice Wolves. I'd absolutely love to play with him, and there you go for there. And any other questions about that? Let's see. McFallahan, I like any other junior. I take an interest in the SHL, and I keep an eye on the stats and the wins, and it's astonishing how the SHL is. Honestly, with McFallahan, he's got 15 wins, 16 losses. It's playing below 500, which some teams, they can have a goaltender do that, and it's not the goaltender's fault. It's the team's fault. If the team can't score goals, then they can't win the game. You can't win if you don't score. Now, you have two goal scorers in Abdallah and Raycroft, and they're doing pretty good. They're on the top 10 list of goals in the league, and the problem with this is that McFallahan, I'm not trying to rag on the guy, but like I said, he seems to have an on-caring nature about him, and he's lowest in the league and nearly lowest in the league in save percentage and goals against average, and I haven't seen him make much attempt to improve lately. And I originally wanted to follow in Mike Honcho's footsteps, as he was a Firebird, and he's playing for the Comets. But, they got a great goaltender, they got a great lineup. So if I were to sign with them, I wouldn't be getting much playing time, but from there, I sit on the bench and watch them win. Now, what I'd rather do is stand on the ice and be the one that watches them lose. Oh, this is that's sort of a snide comment there, Marshall. What do you mean by that? Well there, Andy. You take a look at the Comets. They have basically a couple, either one, two, or more players on every stats list: goals, assists, plus minus. What we're seeing in them is the same thing we saw from the Montreal Canadiens of the NHL in the 1970s. A powerful dynasty team that, there wasn't a question of, if you're going to win or lose. It's how much you're going to lose by. The team, they secured a playoff spot pretty much midway through the season, and they were, incredibly good. And they worked well together. They had great goaltending, forwards, defense, And it's not a team you look forward to playing against. Now, not that I would mind being a part of that team, but I'd rather be the one that brings the team to its feet, stands them up, and saying we can do that. We can beat the Comets. It's only been done a couple times this season, but you know what? This is a season where the Ice Wolves they don't have the goaltender that they need, and next year, if they were to draft me, they'd have that goalie with the drive, determination, the will to succeed, and that's what they're missing. I honestly think that what you're seeing right now is to put it into metaphorically, is you're watching the last year, 2, maybe 3 years of the Comets dynasty. Their reign over the SHL is about to come to an end. Why, you might ask? Well, take a look at the Ice Wolves. I'm joining them if they draft me next year. I said I'd take a pay cut, and in that, they will have more money to sign other players as well. Why? I want to win. Simple as that, I want to win. Why will I take a pay cut? The money isn't important to me. What's important is hoisting that cup over my head. That is what is important. Too many players these days are in it for the money. Now, here's one thing I'd suggest to every player interested in playing for the Ice Wolves. You take a little bit less money and you work a little harder. That's more money they have to sign other players. More players that they have, the better we're going to be, the more we're going to win. And in the end, if that isn't what you want, then honestly, I don't want to be playing with you. If you're in it for the money alone, you have no passion for this game, you're not a hockey player. You're a businessman. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you're in this game to make money, you're in it for the wrong reason. Well, those are just clearly some very, very serious statements to make there, Marshall. Well, it's what I believe in. It's what I stand by. Now, question. Why do you think you would be the Ice Wolves savior goalie with your stats being the lowest as they are in the Northwest Junior League? You know, I knew you were going to come to this, Andy, and here's my stance on the matter. When I first joined the league, it was after I just left the East Coast Junior League. And I don't like talking bad about the league. I love playing in it. But the amount of talent in the East Coast Junior League, it just wasn't up to par as it is in the Northwest Junior League. The talent in that league is, without being too arrogant, is far, far lower than my own. And, you know, you don't have to, well, I hate to say this because I do love practicing, I love playing. But when you're playing against people who are enormously less talented than you are and are just in it, you know, just to play around, I took the game far more seriously. I trained and all that. And when I got to the Northwest Junior League, I didn't really, you know, I didn't train as much. I didn't work out as much. I didn't pay attention to nutrition, blah, blah, blah. And it caught up with me. I got shelled. You know, after the first few games, the guys started relying on me more, kind of slacked off a little bit. You know, they started to trust me, and I let them down by not doing what I should be doing. And that was practicing, training, you know, eating right. And I got shelled a few games, and my stats just went off the board. I was, you know, league leader in wins, save percentage, goals against average, or at least near the top of the list for the first 10 games, 11 games of the season. Then it sort of dropped off from there. And I'm not sure what more to say about that. I've been working on it. I've had a good couple games. I haven't let in a whole lot of goals lately. I've been trying to keep our team in. We went through a bad stretch of matches, and, you know, you got to work through it. You know, you could be a losing goaltender and still be a good one. Now, I'm not blaming the team. It's just, you know, things just don't work sometimes, and you got to find the reasons behind them and fix them. And that's what Ray seems to be doing, and I really hope he continues to work with them and go from there. Oh, actually, there was a rumor that you offered your services to Ray for next season as a co-GM. Where'd you hear that? I keep my sources confidential. No, seriously, where would you hear that? Now, it's been a private discussion, and it was only me and him, and he stated he would not disclose it. All right, then, moving on. How do you feel about the players on the team? Well, like I said, Abdal and Raycroft are both, you know, decent at minimum, great at best, goal scorers. You got Thompson, who's a scary son of a bitch. You got Pale, who's, well, basically would make my life a lot easier, blocking, 70 shots so far this season, 80 shots? And you got Crasher, who's, well, he lives up to his namesake, I don't think the arena staff's too happy about the inboards being crushed after every game, but, you know, that's what happens when you got somebody like that hitting you into the corner. It's going to crack glass. It's going to break stuff. And honestly, I'm not sure where else to go from here. I just like to state to the Ice Wolves that if they were to draft me, they'd be getting a dedicated individual with a will and drive to succeed. And like I said, if they were able to sign Chuck Weird as well, I take a pay cut. You know, you got Cole Hogan, who's an exceptional player, looking into it as well. Now, if we were to get Cole Hogan, you know, Chuck Weird, myself, perhaps, you know, some other players like Williams or Webb or Sekon or, you know, Falkirk. He plays for the Toronto North Stars. He's a good player, and I watched when he got up, and he got put on a team where he succeeded, where he thrived because he's a good player, and that's what I think we all need is for us all to come up as one, work together, and add as a solid core to the Ice Wolves Foundation, and you know, we make that shot at the championship. What I don't see happening is the Comets having such an easy time of this next year. I personally will guarantee they won't have such an easy time with wins next year, especially against the Ice Wolves. Well, thank you, Marshall, and good luck with the draft. Hey, not a problem, Andy. Pleased to do the interview.